Picture the scene, right? The microphones were hot. The audience was just waiting for the ultimate wellness secret.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're talking about a high-end, pristine Hollywood wellness space.
Exactly. Like green juices, glowing skin, just absolute intimidating perfection.
Right, and the tension in the room is palpable as everyone leans in. They want to hear the daily routine of one of the most famous women on the planet.
And then, just like that, Hollywood's pristine health bubble was popped by a fast food rapper. Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
So today's deep dive is centered around a headline that has been honestly just absolutely dominating our feeds. It's why Benny Blanco revealing Selena's diet has her fans divided.
Yeah, we've all seen it.
Right, and our mission today is to pull apart this viral moment from the Goop podcast. But, we are going far beyond a simple celebrity anecdote here.
Oh, for sure, we have to.
Exactly. We're going to explore the intense, often toxic public scrutiny surrounding Selena's health and body. And we're also going to completely dissect the anatomy of those sudden, shocking divorce rumors that are tearing through the internet right now.
I mean, imagine the absolute culture shock in that room. It's May 12th. Benny Blanco, who is obviously a massive music producer, and Selena Gomez's husband, following their intimate Montecito wedding in September of 2025, he's sitting down as a guest on Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop podcast.
Which is quite the venue for him.
Right. Now, you have to understand the environment here. Goop is like the absolute mecca of clean eating.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
It is the epicenter of organic, macrobiotic, highly controlled wellness.
Yeah. And Benny sits there, completely relaxed, and reveals that his A-list beauty icon wife has the, quote, diet of a 5-year-old child.
And he was incredibly specific, too, which is what made the moment so jarring for that particular audience.
He didn't hold back at all.
No, not at all. He didn't just offer a vague comment about her having a sweet tooth. He gave Gwyneth a literal play-by-play timeline. He explained that he walked in that very morning, and at 6:45 a.m., Selena was eating Jack in the Box.
At 6:45 in the morning, I mean, think about that contrast.
It's wild.
It's like walking into a silent 10-day meditation retreat and loudly crunching your way through a family-sized bag of Doritos. You just have to respect the absolute boldness of doing that in front of the queen of wellness.
Yeah, and Gwyneth Paltrow's reaction was exactly what you would expect. She literally warned her live crowd, stating very firmly, this is not Goop approved.
Not Goop approved? I love that.
Right. That phrase really captures the sheer culture clash of the moment. You have the ultimate wellness guru being confronted with a daily reality consisting of burgers, fries, and, whatever else is traditionally labeled as bad for your diet.
And he didn't stop there.
Oh, no. Then he went on to elaborate that Selena doesn't really like fruits or vegetables.
Yeah.
He painted this hilarious picture of what happens when she actually orders something from the Goop kitchen, like their Chinese chicken salad.
Oh my gosh, this part cracked me up.
He said she meticulously picks off all the toppings, like the crunchy bits, the chickenese, and just leaves a bowl of dry lettuce for him to finish.
He literally said she will eat the SAT out of Goop, but only the good stuff on top.
Exactly.
And if you followed her career, you know this isn't some new post-wedding development. Her love for fast food is deeply documented.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah, if you look back at her 2016 tour rider stuff she talked about with Bon Appetit, her absolute staples were hot Cheetos, chocolate, pickles, and fried chicken.
A classic lineup.
Right. She even went on television and confidently walked Gordon Ramsay through her exact go-to Jack-in-the-Box order. It was 2 tacos, 2 egg rolls, curly fries, and a chicken sandwich.
But, if we look at the psychological mechanics of why someone in her position leans so heavily into that specific type of food, it reveals a lot more than just a quirky celebrity appetite.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. Food psychology experts often point out that for individuals living under relentless global public scrutiny, comfort eating serves as a highly effective coping mechanism.
So it's not just about the taste.
Exactly. It's not about ignoring nutrition. It's about emotional regulation. When your entire life is unpredictable, heavily scheduled, and constantly judged, the absolute predictability and familiarity of a fast food taco can provide a profound sense of psychological grounding.
That makes total sense. I mean, think about your own mornings. If you're facing a massively stressful day at work, are you reaching for a cold-pressed kale juice, or are you reaching for something warm and familiar?
Right, usually the latter.
Now multiply that stress by hundreds of millions of Instagram followers. Fans genuinely loved this relatable fast food moment. It felt human.
It really did.
But, while the internet is busy laughing at the image of Benny finishing her leftover lettuce, there is a much darker, painful reality beneath that fast food wrapper that completely changes the context of this entire debate.
Exactly. Because behind the burger wrappers is a decade-long battle with life-threatening health issues
Yeah.
and some of the most relentless body shaming any modern celebrity has ever endured.
And this is where the conversation really shifts from a funny podcast clip to something much heavier.
It has to, yeah.
The phrase diet of a 5-year-old sounds endearing when Benny says it now, but we have to look at the history. Back in 2011, there were widespread reports from outlets like the Daily Mail and Cosmopolitan that Selena was actually hospitalized for severe malnutrition.
Wow.
And to her credit, she was incredibly transparent about it at the time. She publicly admitted, "I do eat. The problem is I don't eat right. I love M&Ms, Kit Kats, Snickers, and Goobers at the movies."
Yeah, that hospitalization is a critical baseline for understanding her journey, but her medical reality became infinitely more complex shortly after that.
Because of the lupus.
Exactly. She has been very open about her diagnosis and ongoing management of lupus. And for those who might not be familiar with the mechanics of the disease, lupus is a severe autoimmune condition.
Right.
The body's immune system essentially becomes hyperactive and attacks normal healthy tissue. This leads to massive systemic inflammation.
Which is just devastating.
It is. And both the disease itself and the heavy corticosteroids used to treat it cause drastic and uncontrollable fluctuations in body weight and physical appearance.
Yeah, that's something people often overlook.
The physical toll was so extreme that in 2017 she suffered organ failure. She had to undergo a life-saving kidney transplant, receiving an organ from her close friend, Francia Risa.
So she is quietly enduring this massive existential medical trauma. She is quite literally fighting for her life and adapting to a new organ. And while she's doing that, she is stepping out onto red carpets and dealing with the most vicious, unforgiving public scrutiny imaginable.
It's awful.
People have dissected her face, her weight, her shape constantly. Just recently, the internet generated these entirely unfounded rumors that she was using weight loss medications like Ozempic simply because her body naturally fluctuated again.
Which is just so invasive.
It is. She actually spoke about the psychological toll of this on the Jay Shetty podcast. She was painfully honest, saying, "Everyone just has something to say and it's really making me sad." She said, "I just think it's made me a tad bitter and I feel really guilty for saying that, but it's true."
It is a staggering psychological burden. And understanding that trauma is the only way to understand the unique approach taken by her personal trainer, Amy Rosoff Davis.
Right, because her trainer is pretty unconventional.
Very. Davis explicitly rejects the standard Hollywood fitness playbook. She told Cosmopolitan that she adamantly opposes restrictive dieting, operating on the philosophy that life is too short not to enjoy food.
Which is a great message.
It is. But more crucially, Davis has completely banned the use of scales in their training. She refuses to let Selena weigh herself, stating, "I don't believe in scales. I just don't think it's healthy. I've never weighed her."
Okay, wait, I have to jump in here and push back on this a little bit because this is exactly why her fans are so divided right now.
Okay, let's hear it.
I completely understand the anti-diet culture message, and banning the scales sounds great for mental health, but we are talking about a patient with a severe autoimmune disease and a history of actual malnutrition.
That's true.
She has a transplanted kidney. At a certain point, isn't cheering on a diet of Jack in the Box at 6:45 a.m. a little, I don't know, dangerous?
I see what you're saying.
Like, isn't her team, including her trainer and her husband, kind of enabling bad habits under the guise of body positivity? Shouldn't someone with lupus be focusing heavily on anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense foods?
That is the exact tension driving the debate. And honestly, it's a completely valid medical question.
Yeah.
But to understand her team's approach, we have to clearly separate two concepts: aesthetic wellness versus survival health.
Oh, wow. I like that distinction. Break that down for me.
Okay, so think of aesthetic wellness as what we see on the Goop podcast. It's highly controlled, it's restrictive, it's focused on purity, green juice, and physical optimization.
Right, the classic Hollywood standard.
Exactly, it's a luxury. Survival health, on the other hand, is about managing a chronic, stress-responsive illness. With lupus, one of the absolute biggest triggers for a severe flare-up is psychological stress.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that closely linked.
Oh, heavily linked. Cortisol, the stress hormone, wreaks havoc on an autoimmune patient. If forcing Selena to adhere to a strict, restrictive kale and quinoa diet causes her immense psychological stress, especially given her trauma around body shaming, that stress could physically trigger her lupus more violently than a fast food burger ever would.
That makes so much sense.
For her, eliminating the stress of diet culture, throwing away the scale, and allowing her to eat what brings her comfort might be the exact medical strategy required to keep her cortisol levels down and her immune system stable.
That completely flips the narrative.
Mm-hmm.
So the green juice might actually be worse for her if it makes her miserable and stressed out.
Exactly.
And to be fair to her, she isn't entirely opposed to healthy habits. Benny mentioned that she loves her Rare Beauty brand and absolutely prioritizes hydration.
Right.
In a Vogue interview, she actually joked about her attempts at traditional wellness, saying she bought a fancy juicer, but she admitted, I have a juicer I'm staring at right now, so I always have my vegetables and my fruit for the juicer. She just stares at it.
That's so relatable, honestly.
It is. But she did also host Selena Plus Chef on HBO Max for 4 seasons. She genuinely loves real, complex, international food cooked by master chefs. She took on that project because she wanted to learn how to cook properly. She just doesn't want the pressure of doing it every single day.
Precisely. It's about cultivating a relaxed, low-pressure approach to living that prioritizes emotional equilibrium over strict physical metrics.
Yeah.
She is choosing psychological safety over aesthetic perfection.
Yeah.
And when you look at her relationship, it becomes glaringly obvious that her husband deeply understands and protects that exact balance.
Which brings us to the next massive chapter of this story. Because Benny Blanco clearly knows exactly what Selena needs to stay grounded to the point where he literally cooks it for her every single morning.
Which is so sweet.
It really is. That messy, protective, deeply personal version of health is exactly what makes their marriage so fascinating. But unfortunately, it is also the exact reason the internet recently decided to try and tear that marriage apart.
The whiplash is truly astounding. Just months after their incredibly intimate fairy tale Montecito wedding in September of 2025, a massive wave of viral rumors erupted out of nowhere.
Out of absolutely nowhere.
Claiming that Selena and Benny were officially getting a divorce.
And before we get into the anatomy of how that hoax happened, we have to establish the reality of their marriage. Because based on every reliable source, it is incredibly solid.
Oh, rock solid.
Right. After dating for almost a year, they went public in 2023, tied the knot in late 2025, and Benny has been very vocal about how head over heels he is. He sat down for a long interview with Howard Stern and explicitly called Selena his best friend. He said, "We laugh all fagging day. She inspires me."
He even offered this really endearing comparison of their daily lives to highlight how grounded they keep each other.
Oh, I loved this part.
He told Stern that he'll come home from the studio thinking he had a productive day, and he'll ask Selena what she did. And she'll casually mention that she just wrapped filming a scene with Meryl Streep, went to a major philanthropic fundraiser, and is now heading to the studio to record music.
Just a casual Tuesday for her.
Exactly. He joked that his day sounds entirely insignificant compared to hers, but he ended that thought by saying, "When I look at her, I'm always just like, I don't know a world where it could be better than this." And when Stern pressed him on their future, Benny didn't hesitate for a second. He stated clearly that checking the box of becoming a parent is his next major life goal. He talked about having a ton of godkids and nephews and how he is entirely ready to start a family with her.
The romantic gestures are just off the charts, too. We aren't talking about standard Hollywood red carpet posing here.
No, not at all.
This guy rented out an entire movie theater just so they could watch her favorite movie, Almost Famous, entirely alone while eating a massive spread of Taco Bell.
That is amazing.
That is peak personalized romance. And connecting back to our earlier conversation about her diet, Benny told Stern that he makes her breakfast from scratch every single day.
Every day.
Every single day. She requests the exact same comfort food: chorizo, eggs, rice, and beans, either wrapped in a tortilla or made into a quesadilla. Every single morning, he is providing that familiar comfort.
And Selena's dedication to the partnership is equally visible. Just look at her recent business ventures. She launched the Rare Beauty Something Rosy Lip and Cheek set.
Oh, right. The wedding collection.
Exactly. It wasn't just another product drop. It was explicitly modeled after her wedding day makeup, leaning into the something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue bridal tradition.
That's beautiful.
It is, but more importantly, she anchored this deeply personal milestone to her philanthropy. Rare Beauty committed to donating 100% of the profits from this specific set. guaranteeing a minimum donation of $25,000 directly to the Rare Impact Fund through December 31st, 2025.
Wow.
Yeah, directly supporting mental health services.
Okay, so map this out for me. You have a beautiful, highly publicized wedding. You have daily homemade breakfasts. You have charitable makeup lines celebrating their vows and explicit public talks about starting a family.
Mm-hmm.
And then, out of absolutely nowhere, the internet catches fire with rumors that they are divorcing. Where does something like that even begin?
It began with the weaponization of fabricated evidence. The rumor mill was ignited by screenshots of an allegedly deleted Instagram story from Selena's official account.
Okay, what did it say?
The text on this fake screenshot read, "Just clearing things up. I'm single. No drama, no hidden story. Just focusing on myself and my peace for now."
Oh my gosh, which is such a classic celebrity breakup template.
Right.
It sounds exactly like the kind of sterile PR statement an incredibly famous person would post. And of course, the internet didn't just stop at a fake screenshot.
They never do.
Other viral posts started circulating, building this elaborate narrative that Selena had caught Benny cheating through text messages with another unconfirmed celebrity.
It just snowballed.
Completely. The story mutated so rapidly that within days, people were claiming as absolute fact that Selena had moved her things out of their shared home in Los Angeles and signed a lease on her own private apartment in California.
But when you actually trace the origin of this rumor, which researchers at the Hindustan Times, alongside deep dive fact checks by AI platforms like Grok, actually, did you see the textbook anatomy of an internet hoax?
So it was completely fake.
The verdict is that the claims are entirely 100% false. The rumor didn't originate from a leaked source or a tabloid insider. It was deliberately sparked in April 2026 by a self-proclaimed sports and pop culture parody site called Hoops Crave.
Hoops Crave, wow.
Yeah, the deleted Instagram story was nothing more than a digitally manipulated image designed specifically to generate panic and drive engagement.
And the actual facts of her life completely contradict the narrative. While the internet was convinced she was hiding out in a solo apartment nursing a broken heart, she was actively posting photos on her real Instagram, proudly referring to herself as Mrs. Blanco.
Exactly.
She was out living a very public, very happy life. She was recently photographed reuniting with her old Disney Channel co-star Demi Lovato down in Orlando, Florida, at Demi's It's Not That Deep tour.
That was a huge moment for fans.
Huge! They even refollowed each other on Instagram, which for pop culture fans is a massive sign of healing and positivity, not someone in the middle of a messy divorce.
So the question really becomes, why did millions of people so eagerly believe a fake screenshot from a parody site? To understand that, we have to look at two powerful psychological forces at play here: parasocial ownership and cognitive dissonance.
Oh, break those down for us because those terms explain so much of modern internet culture.
Okay, so parasocial ownership refers to the one-sided illusion of a relationship that fans develop with a public figure. Because Selena Gomez grew up in the spotlight, from her early Disney days through her public health battles and high-profile past relationships, millions of fans feel like they grew up alongside her.
They feel attached.
Exactly. They feel a sense of ownership over her narrative. They feel like they hold a shareholder vote in her life choices.
Right, they feel like they know what's best for her better than she does.
Precisely. And that leads to the second force: cognitive dissonance. This is the mental discomfort a person feels when they are confronted with information that contradicts their deeply held beliefs.
Okay, I'm following.
In the minds of many fans, the perfect Hollywood pop star is supposed to marry a polished, traditionally glamorous, highly curated Hollywood leading man. Benny Blanco completely disrupts that mold.
He really does.
He is quirky, he is unfiltered, and he does not play by the rules of aesthetic perfection.
Which brings up the absolute funniest, most chaotic moment of this entire saga. If you want to talk about disrupting the mold of aesthetic perfection, we have to talk about Benny's feet.
Oh, no.
Yes. Back in March, on the premiere episode of his podcast, Friends Keep Secrets, he accidentally showed the bottom of his bare feet to the camera, and they were covered in black dirt.
Oh, the internet lost its mind.
It short-circuited. Fans were in an absolute uproar, acting like this was a criminal offense. And how did Selena respond to the global meltdown over her husband's dirty feet? A week later, she went on his podcast, sat on the floor with him, and literally kissed his foot on air.
And that exact moment, that defiance of perfection, is what breaks the internet's brain. When fans experience that cognitive dissonance, when they cannot process why this glamorous icon is happily kissing the dirty foot of a guy who feeds her fast food, they instinctively try to fix the narrative.
They want it to make sense to them. Right.
The internet unconsciously generates and elevates chaos, like fabricated divorce rumors, to drag the story back into a dramatic, tragic framework that they actually recognize and understand. They would literally rather believe in a tragic, scandalous divorce than accept a messy, unconventional, deeply happy marriage.
It is wild. It's like society literally cannot handle them just being happily weird and eating tacos together in a movie theater.
It really is.
And hey, if you're loving these deep dives into how fast a sweet Hollywood romance can get twisted into a viral conspiracy by the internet, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got plenty more pop culture mysteries to decode.
Ultimately, the contrast is what makes this entire story so compelling, from the diet reveal to the divorce rumors. You have the pristine, intensely controlled environment of a Goop podcast or a highly manicured celebrity Instagram feed on one side.
Right.
And on the other side, you have Benny Blanco serving up the messy, relatable reality of 6.45 a.m. Jack-in-the-Box runs, dirty feet, and chorizo breakfasts.
Selena Gomez's stomach wants what it wants, and it's abundantly clear that what she wants and what she actually needs is comfort, familiarity, and a partner who accepts her completely as she is.
Absolutely.
Whether she is wrapped in a high-fashion gown on a Met Gala red carpet or eating curly fries in her pajamas at dawn, he is entirely unfazed.
And that unconditional acceptance is a medical and psychological necessity. When you truly consider the immense crushing pressure she is under, the constant global commentary on her body, the invasive speculation about her chronic illness, the malicious fabricated rumors about her marriage having a sanctuary is vital.
It really is.
Her trainer removing the scale from her gym, her husband making her favorite chowder breakfast every single day, these aren't just cute anecdotes. They are acts of profound protection. They are building a fortress around her, actively shielding her from the toxicity of an industry that demands perfection at the cost of human health.
It really forces you to rethink what the word health actually means.
It does.
We have been so heavily conditioned by diet culture to believe that health looks like suffering, that it's green juice, rigid discipline, and a certain number on a scale. But maybe for someone navigating the trauma of lupus and the unimaginable weight of global fame, health looks completely different. Maybe true health looks like laughing all day with your best friend, finding comfort in a familiar meal, and not spending a single second worrying about the lettuce on your salad.
It completely challenges the fundamental assumptions we make about wellness. And it exposes how often we confuse looking healthy with actually being healthy.
Which brings us to a final thought for you to chew on today. Selena and Benny's relationship isn't just a pop culture headline. It acts as a mirror for our own biases. When we see the viral outrage over a fast food wrapper or a messy podcast moment, we have to ask ourselves a question.
Are we actually upset that a pop star eats Jack in the Box and marries a quirky producer?
Or are we just deeply uncomfortable when a celebrity stops playing the role of a flawless, untouchable character and dares to start living a messy, real, entirely unfiltered life? You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.